हेलो दोस्तों, दिस इज भारत कुमार एंड यू आर वाचिंग माय चैनल निर्मल इन्फो अपडेट्स।
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
In 12 years from now, a twin-engine variant of India's Tejas fighter could start replacing Russian-built MiG-29K jets deployed on board the Indian Navy's aircraft carriers INS Vikramaditya and Vikrant, which is yet to be inducted. Detailed concept drawings of the fighter, dubbed the twin-engine depth-based fighter, TEDBF, are being studied by the Aeronautical Design Agency, ADA, and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, which would eventually build the fighters as their development is funded by the government. What's more, the design of an Air Force variant of the jet, the Omni-Role Combat Aircraft, ORCA, with significant design differences, is also being studied. This variant would weigh a ton less than the naval variant since it would not need heavy reinforced landing gear required for operations from the deck of an aircraft carrier, reported a news media website. The Aeronautical Development Agency, ADA, controlled by the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, will develop a twin-engine depth-based fighter, TEDBF, for the Indian Navy, instead of persisting with the development of a NK-2 variant of the LCA Navy, NLCA, design. The DRDO offered to develop a new twin-engine depth-based fighter aircraft for the Navy based on the experience of the Naval Light Combat Aircraft, NLCA, and it should be ready by 2026, Navy Chief Admiral Karambir Singh said on December 3, 2019. He also noted that the Navy expected to have the first indigenous aircraft carrier, IAC-1, Vikrant operational by 2022. The qualitative requirements are being made. They said they should be able to push it out by 2026. If it meets our time and QR requirements, we will definitely take it fighter aircraft, he said at the customary annual press conference ahead of the Navy Day. According to Global Security Org website, the advantages of a twin-engine design are many. First, it will have increased speed and maneuverability. The jet will have enhanced range because it can carry more fuel, and with refueling, it can be extended to well over 2,000 kilometers. It can carry larger combat loads. It is also less susceptible to mechanical failures or combat damage. It can carry larger combat loads. At high altitudes, using two engines will have tremendous supplemental benefits, as losing a single engine jet over water or land is a much more life-threatening experience. System redundancy is a tertiary benefit of multi-engine aircraft, since losing engine results in only a 50% loss in total available thrust, plus redundant generators and hydraulic pumps will allow the aircraft to fly. In addition, having two engines will reduce training losses. Navy refused to come aboard the Tejas Mk2 program due to concern regarding its single-engine configuration. The program will run concurrently with ADA's other programs such as the medium-weight fighter, MWF, formerly the Tejas Mk-2, and the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, projects and utilize developments from them. TEDBF will be lighter than the proposed 25 tons naval AMCA, production of which will commence only after 2030, but will more capable than the troublesome MiG-29K, operated by the Indian Navy on board INS Vikramaditya. India has given clearance to start country's fourth active fighter jet project recently, which too will be powered by American F-414 afterburning turbofan engine, making it India's third jet to be powered by an American engine made by General Electric Company. India's Tejas Mk1 jets will be powered by F-404 GE and 20 afterburning engines, and Mk2 and TEDBF will be powered by F-414 GE and 6 engines. IAF and Indian Navy will be looking at 300-plus jets which will be powered by American engines, and equipping nearly 40% of your fighter jet fleet from a single-source vendor is also gamble which can backfire on India if the country doesn't work in developing alternative engines for this fleet. Air Chief Marshal in recent media interview urged DRDO to develop a local engine with a foreign vendor, and is it likely Defense Ministry too will agree to fast-track successor to the Kaveri program soon, even though previous talks with French and American engine tech giant have failed to conclude a joint venture proposal. Developing modern-day afterburning engines is not easy, but Japan has shown the way by successfully developing the XF-91 engine, which will be used to power its fifth-generation fighter jet, even though the plane is still in the drawing board. IAF has allowed DRDO to use F-414GE in 6 engines on the first 40 AMCO Mk1 jets produced, which again shows India's dependence on American single-source vendor. India needs to start investing in the development of local engines soon so that technology is matured in the next 10 to 15 years and is ready to enter production for the AMCA fleet and later be used to replace engines from Tejas Mk1A, Mk2, and EB fleet. As per Pakistani defense analysts, India and the United States are in process of allowing U.S. forces access to a base in Ladakh region of India under Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Understanding, possibly for deployment of Terminal High Altitude Area Defense (THAAD) missile defense system in the region under U.S. command. Analyst claims China was warned about it earlier in the year in an intel report. In the current standoff between Indian and Chinese troops near LAC in Aksa Ichin and Ladakh region was due to India developing the required infrastructure for THAAD deployment in the area. China gets spooked whenever THAAD anti-ballistic missile defense system is deployed by U.S. forces in the region and has been complaining of recent deployment in South Korea, which shares no land border with China. The claim by the analyst looks fake and completely made up, but Indian agencies should investigate if Pakistan did send any such fake intel report to Chinese about the possible deployment of THAAD anti-ballistic missile defense system in the area to spook Chinese.